Hello friends, it is Stasia and welcome back to my channel for my September TBR. September is gonna be a bit of an interesting month. I am officially moving at the end of September, so I'm thinking it may be an audiobook month. Another thing going on in September is my friend Ellie is hosting a sports romance readathon, which will primarily be on my Kindle because I don't have many books out anymore. That's all right. We're gonna go over my book club book, some physical arcs I have, books I have out that do have potential to be read if I would like to, and then we're gonna go ahead and do my unwrapped books, and that's kind of what September is looking like for me. I genuinely have no clue what September is going to bring reading wise. I will say that August ended up being amazing for me, so if I could get anywhere near where August was, I would be very happy with that. But like I said, I have no clue what will actually end up happening in September. It could either be a great reading month, or I could just be so busy where I'm like, I don't even want to think about reading. So we'll see what ends up happening, but this is going to be my last TBR video in this house, which is a bit sad, but also kind of exciting. Yeah, without further ado, let us get into all the books that I would like to read in the month of September. First and foremost, I have our book for the Mending Hearts Book Club, and for September we chose That First Night by Jen McCannon. I believe this is a billionaire nanny romance, but I also think that it's a potential one night stand, and then she ends up being the nanny, I believe. Not super sure, but this is the Mending Hearts Book Club pick, so I'm definitely gonna try my best to read this towards the beginning of the month just so it's done, and hopefully by the time we get around to discussing it, I will have already finished it instead of just scrambling to read it when I get to the new house. And then I have one rollover, and it is an e-arc. So I started it in August. I'm not going to finish it by the time August ends, I don't anticipate. So that's going to be a rollover into September, and that is Ghost Business by Jen DeLuca. This is the second book after Haunted Ever After. Boneyard Key, I believe, is the name of the series. So this is the second book, and this comes out on September 9th, which I do anticipate finishing it before release day. I just don't know if I'm gonna finish it before August ends, but you never really know. But if anything, that will be my one rollover. And then let us get into some arcs that I have. I have 3 physical art and 1 e-arc that I'm going to be prioritizing. So the first of my physical arcs is Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. Obviously this is a witchy read, and it just seems so cozy. So this is coming out on September 16th. This says a perfect witch must learn to embrace imperfection and live for herself in this spellbinding cozy fantasy sprinkled with love, laughter, and magic. This is a bit of a bigger one, over 350 pages, but I feel like I would like a cozy fantasy. So we'll see how this goes, but this comes out on the 16th, and I'm hoping to read it before then. And then another one that comes out on the 16th, it is a thriller, and that is The Wasp Trap by Mark Edwards. I've not read any of the author's books, but this, although it looks big, the font is kind of huge. So I'm hoping that I could read this one. This says that it is a dinner party in a beautiful Notting Hill townhouse turns into a sinister game as 6 old friends are forced to spill their darkest secrets or else. And I've just been loving the isolated thrillers, so I'm hoping that I could get to this one as well. Like I said, this comes out on the 16th. And then the next 2 both come out on September 23rd. The first of that is Slashed Beauties by A. Rushby. I think I may try to read this with Rylan because I think she also has this book. And this says that it is a gothic feminist body horror in 2 timelines revolving around 3 anatomical Venuses that come to life at night to murder men who have wronged them. Oh my gosh, I don't think I've read that timeline before. Okay, so this is gonna be fun. Very revenge feminist sort of vibes here. Love this, love this. Wax figures coming to life to get revenge on men who have wronged them. What could go wrong, right? So those are the physical arcs, and then the last arc that I have that also comes out on the 23rd is called The Heartbreak Hotel. I am the worst. I did not write down the author, but I will put the picture up here anyways, so you guys can see. This is the last arc that I'm hoping to get to. That's kind of the vibe I'm going for. I do really want to prioritize these arcs just so that I can stay on top of it, because I do think that I'm going to fall behind very fast this month with all the books that I need to read. So hopefully I can get through all of those too. And then I have 2 books that I am going to keep out. Will I read them? I don't know, but these are kind of at the top of the list just because I've said, ever since I've read Enchantra and Phantasma, I've said it over and over again, I really need like a romantasy like that again. So the 2 books that I'm keeping out as potentials, the first one is Immortal Consequences by Ivy Marie. 6 rivals, 1 victor, eternity is only the beginning. It is what the back says. So definitely like dark academia vibes is what I'm getting from this. And then the other one that I've talked about so many times with Aylin and Rylan, and I always pass up on it, but I finally bought it, and that is The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. This is supposed to be, I think from what I've heard, this is supposed to be like Hunger Games, but with vampires, so we'll see. It says, for humans and vampires, the rules of survival are the same. Never trust, never yield, and always guard your heart. So this is a bit of a chonker. The text is illegally small, but I feel like I could fly through it. The only thing that makes me slightly hesitant to start this one is I've heard that the cliffhanger is kind of intense. The next book is out, but I heard that the cliffhanger is intense. So if I can't get my hands on the next book, that might be bad. But this is another one that I have. So kind of romantasy is kind of what I'm leaning towards. So we'll see what kind of ends up with that. So those are kind of all the books that I currently have on my list. Now we'll go ahead and do my unwrapped books. If you are new here and you have no idea what I'm talking about when I say my unwrapped books, at the beginning of the year, or I guess ending of last year, I picked 12 books. My husband picked 12 books off of my physical TBR, all the books that I owned at that point. So we started with 24. We now somehow have 8. And I roll a random number generator, and then I roll it twice, I get 2 books, I unwrap them, and then I do a vlog on them. So I have an entire playlist. I'll leave the playlist above and below of all of my unwrapped videos. And now we'll go ahead and get the number generator ready to see what we will get this month. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys now. The number is 9, but I haven't changed the max yet. I just wanna show you guys that I'm not rolling it. All right, so I changed the max number to 8, and let us generate. And we have 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, blessed. This feels very small, so that's great. I'm gonna change the max number to 7, and then we will roll again. And we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this feels a bit thicker. So we have 2 paperbacks. I'm kind of nervous because I genuinely don't even remember what is even wrapped at this point, but I don't know, we'll find out together. So this is the first book. Upside down. Oh, okay, Mexican Gothic by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. I actually didn't know this was an unwrapped book, which is kind of sad because I actually had plans to read this. I thought I packed it, but that's fine. Heard very great things. It is pretty short, so that's great. I feel like this is haunted house vibes, but I really could be wrong. But it's supposed to be more like Gothic horror, which is interesting. I'm not really big on the horror scene, but I've heard amazing things about this book. So I'm excited, I'm excited. And then the second book that we have is this. Also don't know what this is. Midnight is the Darkest Hour by Ashley Winstead. This is a thriller, I think. I don't know if it leans more on the thriller or mystery side, but I do believe that this is a thriller, which is great because it is a bigger book, but thrillers usually tend to go a lot faster than a normal book. So I'm not mad about it. I've not read anything by either of these authors, but we'll see what ends up happening. I have high hopes for both. I've heard great things about both of them, but I don't know, we shall see. So these are the books that I have for my September unwrap. All right, so that is that. And with the unwrapped books, that concludes my September TBR. I am excited to see what ends up happening through the month of September, and I'm excited to come back towards the beginning of October and chat to you all with what I ended up reading. So that's kind of the vibe. And yeah, so that is all from me. If you've read any of these books, if you think I should prioritize some over the others, let me know. But as for now, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!